Good afternoon, Willie. How are you today?
Great, Danielle. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for allowing me to record this portion of the interview. We'd love to kind of get to know you a little bit and talk about, what you've been doing thus far. So I know that you are a recent college grad. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your education? We'll start there.
Um, so I I graduated high school, right? And then in order to get to the university I wanted to, which was Full Sail, I joined the military in order to
Okay.
pay for it for 4 years. After which I attended Full Sail for digital arts and design in at towards the end of 2019, and I graduated that degree around 2021. And then I started in game art, which is like real-time 3D stuff. And I
Okay.
graduated that in at the beginning of this year in uh, 2023.
Okay. And so where did the AutoCAD come in?
The AutoCAD, I learned that in Lumio, which I was working at towards the later half of my game art degree.
Okay. And so what is Lumio? What do they do?
Lumio is a solar company.
Oh,
They sell solar panels to commercial and civil.
okay. And you were doing the design for the panels?
Yes, I was doing
Okay.
the proposal designs, which is like I would make like a 3D layout of the house and design and put the panels in like
Hmm.
the optimal place for s- solar energy.
Okay, great. Um, and then you were U.S. Navy operations specialist. Tell me about that. What did you do there?
It's kind of a really like big like general rating.
Okay.
I specifically man the radar. Like I watch the radar for incoming um things like if we got too close to land, I could see that and I would relay that information to the bridge, which is
Hmm.
where the captain was at.
Hmm.
Or if there's like an incoming ship, I would calculate the speed and the trajectory that we should go in order to not hit it.
Okay. Okay. And what skills do you feel that you gained when you were in the Navy?
I would say that's when like I really learned the importance of teamwork,
Hmm.
and I got like a real like leadership kind of mentality
Okay.
because I was put into the lead of like junior sailors,
Hmm.
so I had to train them on different equipment, just and just yeah.
Okay. So, when you were in the Navy or when you were at Lumio or even some of the other positions that you had in between, can you think of a time where you managed a project basically from start to finish?
Like a big project.
Like a project, did you have any specific projects that you were managing?
For in the Navy specifically, I
Um,
was
it, oh, I'm sorry. It could be in the Navy or it could have been at, one of your other positions.
so I'll just use the Navy because I have a lot more there.
Okay.
So in the Navy, I was head of training
Mhm.
towards the later half of my tenure there. So my job was to train my entire division. So I had to set up like a giant. I'm trying to think of the word. A plan,
Mhm.
right, for that to go through. And I sadly didn't wasn't able to see that through to the end, but they're still using it today, from what I hear.
Oh, okay. Did you face any challenges when you were doing that?
Yes.
How'd
When
you
I
overcome
first
them?
when I first did it, I was very afraid of public speaking.
Okay.
And as like a junior sailor and you're like head of training, everyone is there, even like your chiefs, which are like really high up there, and some officers. So you have to speak in front of a lot of seniority.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be really nerve wracking.
So how did you overcome that?
I did a lot of practicing.
Okay.
I would get
And you
my senior officers, if they were cool with it and they had time, I would say, hey, do you mind if I run this by you real quick and I get some practice speaking in front of someone of higher
okay,
standing?
great. Um, how do you prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively?
A planner.
Planner?
Yes.
Okay. Like, do you do digital planner? Do you use a um, paper? Do you make to-do lists?
It depends. If it's like a stationary kind of task where like I don't need to get it done today, then I put it on a
Mhm,
paper planner. If it's like a more like on the move kind of thing, like I need to get this done, then I put it on
mhm,
digital. That way I can always access it on my phone or
mhm.
tablet or whatever.
Okay. And can you provide an example of a time where you had to make a really difficult decision that could have affected, something at work, maybe like a timeline of a project, or maybe at the solar company, like you had to maybe pull something back as opposed to like maybe they wanted to move quickly on the project, but you needed to take some extra time. So anytime that you had to make a difficult decision, um, and how you handled it.
Does scale matter? Do you want
I'm
something
sorry.
simple? Does scale
Um,
matter or do you want something simple?
no, no, just something simple, like a time that you had a, because what I'd like to basically know is like how you handle like challenges, like anything that comes up that's a difficult decision. Like for me, if I were to answer that question, um, a difficult decision might be that I had to let someone go, like an employee, and I have to how I would handle that. But not knowing specifically what your job duties were, what could you relate to something like that and how you would handle that?
Time when I had to make a difficult decision. I would say pretty much all the time at Lumia, right? So
Okay.
the proposals are like it's like a real time thing where you're providing a design to like a sales rep that's like currently in the house
Mhm.
and they're constantly calling and saying, hey, are you done? Are you done? I need this now.
Oh, okay.
And you need like and it needs to be accurate and it needs to be like as fast as possible, right? But sometimes you have to take away either accuracy or speed,
Mhm.
right? Because usually the sales rep wants both, but you can only go so far with one with
Yeah, for sure.
either or.
For sure.
So pretty much every day was like a very big struggle between how fast should I get this done versus how accurate should it be.
So what did you pick?
Accuracy, because rework is the enemy of money. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Good question, or good answer, I should say, to a hard question. That wasn't an easy question. So I'd love to go ahead and end this part of the interview with something fun. So I'd love to hear a fun fact about yourself. Would you like to share one?
I mean, you might not consider this fun, but I love to draw.
Okay.
Like
What do you
very
like to draw?
passionate. People mostly.
Okay. Are you any good?
Um, decent. Whenever I get
Okay.
like a passion for something, I get like really like tunnel vision and like dedicate a lot to it. So I've gotten
Okay.
decently better.
Okay. Well, wonderful. All right, Willie. Well, don't go anywhere. We got a few more things to chat about, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but I'll be right back.